Hi everyone, I don't know about you, but Christmas I need cards that are quick and easy to make but still look fabulous, and one of the best things that you can do is buy gorgeous stamps, and that will help you make gorgeous cards, and this card is no exception. This stamp is by IndigoBlu, it's called SnowGlobe, and I'm going to be showing you how to make a quick and easy card that you could batch make this holiday season. So I'm going to be making mine in green and white, but you could use any other colour combinations that you want to. Red and white would look quite good, perhaps with silver embossing, whereas I'm going to be using gold. So this is designed by Kay Halliwell Sutton for IndigoBlu, and it's got two little inclusions that you can put in your snow globe, and I'm going to be using this circle Merry Christmas sentiment to complement the card and to decorate the inside. So your card base measures 5 5/8 of an inch square. This was a pre-bought card with a decal edge, so if you wanted to make this yourself, just cut it slightly bigger than the 5 5/8, perhaps 5 3/4, and then trim it down with your scissors to get 5 5/8. Then you need a piece of white cardstock that measures 5 3/8 square, and another piece of the green that measures 3 3/4 of an inch square. The beauty of this card is it can be worked in lots and lots of different colour combinations. What about a cream and pink, for instance, rather than the white and the green, or perhaps a red and cream, or a navy blue and white with silver embossing. So I'm going to be using a Versamark ink pad to do my embossing, and I'm going to start out by edging each of my squares of card, and this really does lend a really luxurious feel to any card that you might be making. It really is a fun effect to achieve. So I'm using a gold embossing powder, and I am inking the edges of my card very finely with my Versamark ink pad, and then I'm heat setting the embossing powder, and you will see it change colour, and as it changes colour I'm moving my heat gun and travelling along the edges of my cardstock. And you can see when I turn this to the light, it gives it a lovely gold embossed edge, which makes any card look luxurious. So if you're looking for simple ways of matting and layering your cards, this technique is one of those. You can see I'm just kissing that ink pad along the edge of the card, and it really is easy to brush off any strays if you happen to perhaps do a slightly thicker line than you want to. And you can see here I've got a little bit excess here, and I just want to thin it a little bit, so I'm just taking this angled brush and knocking off a few of those excess embossing powder granules, and then heat setting the remaining two sides with my heat gun. So a really quick and easy technique that saves lots of matting and layering, and as you've got your embossing powder out to emboss your main image, you might as well try a technique like this one. And then I'm going to repeat that process along the edges of the white cardstock, and you can see I just got a little bit heavy-handed with the ink there, so just quickly brushing off the excess and heat setting with my heat gun. So try and keep your embossing as clean as you can, so definitely spend a little bit of time brushing off any strays, because when you're making something that you want to look luxurious, you need to be as precise as you can be. And then I'm working on a second piece of the white cardstock, exactly the same size as the first, and this will be the piece that I'm going to use to make the inner for the card. And so that is another 5 3/8 of an inch square. Now you can see here that I'm going to work on another piece of white cardstock that is just the right size to fit the snow globe stamp on. And again, inking up with my Versamark ink pad, which is a sticky ink that holds the embossing powder in place until you heat set it with your heat gun. So I've stamped my image, and then I'm adding my embossing powder. Just to give the card a little flick to get rid of any stray pieces of embossing powder, and have that little brush handy. If you've put any finger marks on your card, you might find you get a little bit of embossing powder sticking to those fingerprints. Now you can see here I'm choosing to heat from the top of my image, and that gives you a slightly hammered finish to your embossing powder, but if you prefer a more glassy finish, then heat from underneath your piece of cardstock. You can see what a gorgeous image this is. Now the next thing that I want to do is to put the Christmas tree stamp on the inside of my snow globe. You've got the choice of Christmas tree, or you could use the little village or cityscape that also comes with the set, and I'm choosing to emboss in the same green, or as near to the green of the main cardstock that I'm using in my embossing powder. So I'm stamping my tree in the center of my snow globe and then adding that green embossing powder. Now if you get a little bit of excess on your gold band at the bottom of your snow globe, you can easily take that off before you heat set it with your heat gun. You can see how perfectly that sits in the middle of the snow globe. Also going to use the tree on the bottom right hand corner of what will be the inner to the card. And I love the filigree effect that these stamp designs have. And these kind of stamps don't really need any kind of added extra details because they have such a gorgeous finish once you have embossed them. And last but not least, I'm going to stamp with the Circle Merry Christmas, and this one I can see I'm going to find very, very useful. It would make a great background stamp as well, stamping it randomly over a card. And this time I'm going to emboss that Circle Merry Christmas with gold. And you can see here that you could quite easily make this into a kind of raised badge on your card if you wanted to. I'm trying to keep things very, very flat and very, very simple so that these cards are easy to pop in the post, and we know how much the post costs if we put an extra brad on them these days. So I'm keeping this nice and flat as I put it together, but I think you'll agree that it still looks lovely once it's finished. So that's it for the embossing. It really is a quick card. Blink and you will miss this video. And now I'm going to glue in the inner. You could use double-sided tape if you want to. And that's all ready for you to sign up and send on its way. And then we're going to add our golden edged white card to the front of the cardstock, and then in the center of that we're going to add our green mount, and you can see how lovely that golden edge looks. And then I'm going to carefully cut out my snow globe, and this is a lovely quick cut as well because it's very simple, smooth shape to cut out, and it's easy to follow that embossed edge. There we go. I think you could use the bottom of the snow globe on its own as a greeting on a different card design if you wanted to. You don't have to use it as it is on the base of the snow globe. So how quick and easy does that look? But I'm just going to add one final finishing detail. On the first card that I made of these, I used a gold stickles to add some baubles to my tree and some just little finishing touches as if they had brads attaching them to the card base. This time I'm going to be using a pearl red, and again I'm just adding what would look like a little faux brad in the corners of each of my squares on the front of the card, and then I'm adding a little red dot to the centre of my main snowflakes, and then I'm going to decorate the tree with a few well placed baubles, and I'm just scattering them where I think they would look best on this gorgeous filigree tree. And there you have it. A really quick and easy card, and I think you'll agree it looks gorgeous and is perfect to send in the post to those you love this holiday season. That has to be about one of my quickest ever videos. I hope that I give you some inspiration on ways to use your stamps, in particular this gorgeous snow globe from IndigoBlu. I look forward to crafting with you again very soon. I hope you're having a ton of fun making your cards ready for Christmas. I'm going to leave you a few links throughout this video so that you can get lots more ideas on quick and easy cards to make that still look fabulous. So until next time, if you've enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. It is very, very much appreciated. I really appreciate your support. You can see my subscribers are growing nicely, and I love sharing my creativity with you, and I hope that you've enjoyed creating with me today. Until next time, thank you for watching.